now we'll have a look at the way that we use Basecamp. So this is on a daily basis for how we communicate with them. I use Basecamp as a centralised communication method. We used to use our Gmail and send emails backwards and forwards, but the issue that we were finding was that one project manager might know exactly what's going on, but then if someone else came on board or another team member started to work with that assistant because someone else was away, then they wouldn't know where things were up to. So we use Basecamp as a centralised place to check in and see where the assistants are up to and do the day-by-day communication. It's, I'll show you the way it's actually set up, and we'll have a look at the way that we do end-of-day emails. So I'll just log into Basecamp. Now, for those of you who don't know Basecamp, do a little bit of research, but there's a whole lot of different ways that you can use it. We've tried doing things where we set up individual tasks and individual processes, and under this area here, it used to be based on tasks. So article writing used to get their own section, and then everything to do with article writing went under that section. So that way, if more assistants were working on that, it ended up getting a little bit of a nightmare. The best way that we've found to use it is to have a thread for each person. So each person gets their own thread, and basically I'll go in and have a look. Christina's always a good one. Not Christina, Grace is always a good one. So Grace. So all we use this for is, let's have a look under October end of days. So I'll just scroll down to the bottom. Now I'll show you what we do. Oh, okay, so it's the start of the month, so we've just got one thing in here. So at the start of every day, and I'll talk about start of day calls in a little bit, but for now, what Ryan will do is Ryan will chat with them, and then all of his notes from that call will get documented into Basecamp. So he has a start of day call where he chats with them to get them up to speed, and then those bullet points are logged in here. That way I know what's being said, or anyone else who jumps in there knows what's communicated with. So usually it goes supervisor, person, supervisor, person, supervisor, assistant, or, you know, so Grace is the next one. So this is an end of day, and I'll take you through the way an end of day email works, but this helps you get on top of what it is that the assistant's working on. She'll document what it is that she does for the day, what's left to do, any questions, and I'll jump back to the slides, because I've got a slide that talks about it. But that's the way that we use Basecamp. We just use Basecamp as a centralised place for communication with each assistant so that a supervisor can jump in and see exactly where the process is up to. So what goes in an end-of-day email? An end-of-day email is, what have you done? And I get the times associated to it. So they'll bullet point what it is that they've worked on and then the amount of time it took them. And the reason I do that for documenting on times is we know how long certain tasks take because we've got an average of how long different assistants take. So if they're taking longer on a particular task, it's not that we tell them that, hey, you're taking advantage of me. I always give my team the benefit of the doubt. I'll say to them, hey, it takes you an hour to or an hour and a half to write an article. It takes one of our other assistants, or on average, it takes an hour. So what is it? Can you explain the process of what it is that you're doing when you write that article so that I can give you some tips to make sure that you're using your time more effectively? Maybe you're getting caught up in keyword research. Maybe you're spending too much time to get the headline done, whatever the case may be. So that's the way that we do it. I'll also log so what they've done, any issues encountered, and anything that they need. So if there's any particular thing that they do need. I think, what do you cover? You've got a blog post about this.
Yeah, I do a slightly different end of day. I might just do mine via email with the staff. There's about 4 or 5 things we cover on the email. First was what were you aiming to do today? So let's list off, this is what I started the day out with my aims of being, whether it's write 3 posts, do this, do that. What I actually got done out of that list is point 2. So I'll say I got through this, and this, and the time associated to get through those tasks. Then the step 3 is, or point 3 is, what didn't you get to and why? I couldn't actually get to this particular thing because the service was actually down, I couldn't log in. Or I didn't get to this because I was waiting on something from Tom who didn't get it to me in time. So it's the first 3 things are, what were they meant to do today? What did they get through? What didn't they get through? And the 4th thing is, what are they planning on doing tomorrow? which is simply, generally it's going to be whatever was left over or what they have from the other list that they've got of their overview of the monthly tasks. So this is what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. And then the fifth thing is simply, what are they waiting on from me? So that's all I get from every day is what I was meant to do, which fundamentally is what I start the day at, or the first point they go through is what I'm going to do for today, is fundamentally the point 4 from the day before of what they still have to do the next day. So they just cut and paste that. And that way, at the end of every day, I can just look at it. Okay, what do they get through? Are they getting through the amount of work they should be getting through on a daily basis? Nice, quick and easy. What are they doing and playing? What didn't they get through to work out where the sticking points are? Is it something that I can change to make it more efficient? Are they waiting on something from, there's always a bottleneck that I can get out of the way or whatever it might be? The fourth thing is, what are they planning on doing tomorrow? Takes me 3 seconds to review what their plans are for tomorrow. And I can just mentally go, yep, okay, that's fine, they're doing the right thing, let them go. And the fifth thing is obviously, what are they waiting on from me? They might have some questions, just general, I want to have a day off in 3 weeks' time. I need this from you. I'm still waiting on that podcast that you said you were going to upload 2 days ago. I haven't seen it yet. Can you please get it to me so I can transcribe it and create the videos? So I know what my action points are for overnight.